guys, Conceptual Concept 6.9 here, and I'm here to talk about PDWs. I think it's one of the most underrated pieces of kit you can have in your preparedness plan. Basis for that is, let's just look at 2020. Everything got super hairy there, and there were riots in the street. There were times where, like, I wasn't completely comfortable just having a handgun, but I didn't want to carry a full-sized AR around. Where the PDW fits that niche is you can have a very nondescript package. You can fit it in a very small bag, but you can actually carry quite a bit of firepower. So like this is a laptop bag. I actually have carried my laptop and everything in front here, but in the back, I have an MP5K. So I can shoot this a lot more accurately, a lot faster than my carry gun. And it's easy to keep in a nondescript package. It's easy to have on me all the time. One thing we do forget quite a bit is if the world goes south, good chance we're still gonna probably have to work. You're still gonna have to pay rent. You're still gonna have to live your day-to-day life. But you might have to be prepared to deal with more hostility than what you and your pistol are capable of. And that's where I think the PDW really shines. So I've brought a few examples of PDWs because it's probably my favorite like overall platform, because I think it's something you should definitely have in inventory as a prepared citizen. But I figure I'll go over those examples now. We'll shoot them, we'll see how they do. So now let's get into the other different styles of firearms that fill this niche. So I'm going to start with the pistol-sized PDW. Now this is a VZ61 Scorpion SBR. It is in 32 ACP, so it's a little anemic, but a Flux Raider would be an excellent alternative. Something like the B&T MP9, or is it BT9? That little pistol dealio they have as well. Would be excellent alternatives to this. They can fit in very small backpacks. They can even fit, like this guy fits in my glove box. I can throw it in the microwave, but don't actually do that. But it fits everywhere. So this guy, I can shoot better than a pistol. It gives me 4 points of contact. I can grab the magazine. I can grab the grip, the cheek weld, and the stock, and it is very shootable, very easy to make hits at decent ranges. But again, I wouldn't necessarily recommend this firearm because it's a little anemic. Maybe a 380 version would work pretty well, but the 32 ACP is not exactly what I'd recommend. So next up would be a K-sized pistol caliber carbine. The reason I recommend this over a full-size PCC would be that, one, it's smaller. It's much easier to carry on you all the time. And two, most modern hollow points are actually designed for shorter barrels than like a 9-inch or a 7-inch barrel. They're designed for like between 3.5 and 5-inch barrels. So what you get with these case-sized firearms is they really work well with those modern projectiles. They do what they're designed to do. You get a longer barrel and they can expand too quickly and under penetrate, which is suboptimal. Whereas this guy is right at the barrel length of like a 1911. It's a little over 5-inch barrel. So that expansion and penetration should be as advertised instead of over expansion and under penetration with the longer barrels. So definite benefit there, as well as these guns are usually incredibly soft shooting and easy to shoot incredibly fast. They're really easy to get hits out to about 100 yards with. Definitely an upgrade from your pistol, but you are still limited to pistol ballistics. So that's where we're going to get into the next firearm, and we'll go over that in a second. I cast Fireball. All right, so next up is a rifle calibered PDW. Now this one is a pistol configuration at the moment. Down the road I probably will SBR this, but for now it's in a pistol. But it represents the rifle calibered small guns. Now you can do this in 300 blackout. This one is 7.62 by 39. You can even do it in 5.56, but I'd kind of urge away from that just because 5.56 is pretty anemic. It'll absolutely poke holes, but it's not doing great out of a 7/8 inch barrel. So the benefits to this is you've got a lot heavier hitting package and you can reach out further. So definite upsides there. The downsides are they are larger than the other two options by a significant margin. This guy folded is longer than my MP5K with the can on it. It does still fit in my laptop bag, but definite thing to consider there. Other note is that these things are ridiculously loud with supersonic ammunition, which is what I'd recommend if you're choosing this. Just because if you're doing subsonic, there are slight advantages to subsonic 300 blackout and 7.62 by 39, but it's damn close to a pistol caliber at that point, and it's heavier. You end up with a bigger platform. I'd just stick with a PCC personally, and someone's gonna hate on me for that, but that's just my opinion. You can have yours, right? So another downside is these guys are ridiculously loud. So if you're shooting indoors, I guarantee that you are gonna get some hearing damage from that, and it's gonna be really hard to hear after the fight. So one thing we have to consider is after everything goes down, if you're in a position of law and order, or at least moderately so, you are going to have to deal with the police after. So if you shoot this guy without a suppressor, good chance it's going to be hard to hear commands. It's going to be hard to communicate with them. Really bad option there. So I definitely recommend for something like this, while it's a little big with the suppressor on it, it really limits your options for bags. I'd get a quick detach suppressor, something like a Sandman S or something similar, that you're able to attach really quickly. That way you don't blow your eardrums out and everyone in the room with you or anything like that. So definite things to consider there, but this is one of the options. Now this guy, I am going to be doing a modernized, making the Mini Draco practical video on. I will be probably SBRing it, doing all that good stuff, and I'll have a video upcoming on that. So look forward to that, all right? So just for funsies here, we're gonna pit the three against each other and do a quick drill with each of them just to see how they perform. I'm at about 10 yards from the IPSC or USPSA targets and about 20 to 25 from that steel over there. So we're gonna put 3 on each USPSA target, then 1 on the steel, and that's the drill. So press check, we're good. And let's go ahead and get started. Hit. All right, how'd I do? 477. Now let's go ahead and check the steel, or the USPSA targets, not the steel. All right, I dipped 1 low, so I've got 2 A's and a C there. Then I've got 3 A's on this guy. And 2 A's and a D. I threw that one. That was actually my first shot. I overthrew the target, came back and hit 2 more. So definitely could improve there, but that's 10 shots in under 5 seconds between 4 targets. So let's move on. So next up is my MP5K. I like this. This one I personally feel gives me the best balance of shootability and concealability. So it's probably my go-to PDW out of all of them. So let's go ahead and see how this guy performs on that same drill. Now it does have a silencer on it. I'm not confident that it's actually going to pick up the shots. So if not, I'll go ahead and annotate the time in the video. Threw that one to the left. So 508. It's because I missed all A's on that, all A's on that, And all A's on that. You'll notice that my groupings overall are a little bit tighter with this one, and that is because it's a little easier to manage. It's softer shooting, and I've got a little more purchase on the firearm versus that little VZ61. All right, so next up is gonna be the flamethrower, this mini Draco here. Should be interesting. It's super duper loud. Let's see if I can perform well with it. So let's give it a shot. Ooh, 579, and that's because I missed that steel. I was going a little too fast, and I'd like to say I wasn't flinching a little bit from the giant fireball, but I definitely was. So this is actually the least accurate out of the three with me behind it. Primary reason is this thing is obnoxiously loud, and you definitely feel the concussion every single time you fire it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And past that, just go outside, touch grass, and eat ass. All right, guys?